Talkers. This is Life Worthy with Kate, and I'm Kate. And this is my 1 month update and my unboxing video for my second box. So if you are new to my channel, I am on a new health journey this year. My goal is to get down to a healthy weight, get my lifestyle healthier, get my habits healthier, to get my mindset in order, because ultimately I want to live a life-worthy life. And to me, being life-worthy, living a life-worthy perspective, means not just having a positive attitude, but to look at all of the things in your life that can be interpreted as being obstacles, and instead looking at them as challenges, things that you can overcome, whether they be things in your environment, things situationally, things other people have done that affect you, or things that you have done that affect yourself and others. So the thing that I have that has affected me and others as well is that I have not taken care of my weight, of my body, of my health. I am a cancer survivor, which means I should have already gotten the giant wake-up call, but I didn't. When I was 26 years old, I was diagnosed with appendiceal mucinous cystadenoma neoplasia with associated pseudomyxoma peritonium, which other words means I had appendix cancer in that little tiny thing. And it caused way more problems than it really should have. But the blessing is that I didn't have to do chemo or radiation. I was able to go through 2 surgeries and be okay. I am healthy. I am cancer-free. But that being said, after my 2 abdominal surgeries, my metabolism shut down. I had a really hard time moving. I couldn't twist. I couldn't lift anything. So for a very long time, my motion was limited. The problem is that I continued to eat as if it wasn't, as if I was still a healthy 20-something who was dancing all the time and active and constantly looking to do things. I was in everything from belly dance to competitive country western dance, so I was getting a lot of exercise in. And I was eating an appropriate amount for that level of exercise, which I did not keep up because for a while I couldn't do it physically. So after all of that, my weight started to go the wrong direction. In fact, I went from 145 pounds when I was dancing at 22 to just under 160 when I got my cancer diagnosis. A year later, I was 180. A year later, I was 190, 200, 210, and finally this year I was 225 pounds. When I saw that number, I knew I had to do something, so I started reaching out to a friend of mine, an acquaintance really, who I count among my friends now, who is a certified health coach. And he's also a physical therapist, and he knows his crap. He knows his stuff. So I wanted to know what they were doing, because I had seen all of their posts on Facebook about how healthy they had gotten, about how much they had done, and how much they were helping other people. So I wanted a part of that. So I called them in December of 2018, which was 1 month ago. And when I called them, they said, okay, we do this thing called the Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan. It's part of the Optavia line of products and plans and programs. And what I want you to do is follow it exactly. And I told him, I said, I've tried everything, nothing's worked. He said, give this a legitimate try. He said, do it the way that it's lined out, and you'll see results. So I decided to give him a chance. It's been 1 month. The results of that 1 month, 4 weeks, 28 days, you get the picture, is that in that 1 month period of time, I have gone from 219.6, which was my official weigh-in, to 202.6. Now do the math, guys. 25 to 2. Okay? 225 to 202. That's a 23-pound change in 1 month. 1 month, guys. It's unbelievable. But what's really unbelievable is that it's not that hard to do. So the cool thing about this plan is that you don't have to think a whole heck of a lot. I've done diets in the past where you're having to calculate everything, you're having to do meal planning days in advance to try to just keep organized. Grocery lists were huge. They were way more expensive than trying to eat out even was. I mean, honestly, I was spending close to $800 to $900 a month on food that I didn't like, and I was having to prepare every meal, every snack. I was having to prepare and proportion and figure out the calories and figure out the carbs and figure out the proteins. And ultimately, doing that for multiple meals a day got to be very, very tiring and exhausting. And of course, when I didn't see results from the plan, I didn't continue it. And so that was in the past. I told my coach this. I told him I'm ready to make a change, but I need to know how to make that change. And I need it to be something I can do when I work long hours and I don't have a lot of time to cook. And he said, well, that's the good thing. He said, this is a 5-and-1 plan, which means that you're going to consume 5 fuelings, which is the fancy word for snacks on this program, 5 fuelings every day, every 2 to 3 hours, and 1 lean and green meal. And that lean and green meal is very simple. First off, we have a dining out guide. I just got back from Chili's and I had a steak and some avocados and some roasted tomatoes, and I'm quite happy, thank you. But not only do we have a dining out plan that has a lot of major chains on it and directions for what to do if you're going someplace that's not on that list, but the meals themselves are simple. It's a lean protein and 3 servings of vegetables, okay? Totally doable. There are guidelines on what condiments you use, how much fat you use, and the reality is you can really make a very easy meal off of those things. But people have made it even easier by putting out a Pinterest page with a whole bunch of recipes. People are posting on the Facebook page about their recipes all the time. There's all sorts of stuff out there to support this program. And that's what it really comes down to, is the support. The research has shown that when you are connected, when you are in a community that supports your health habits, you are more likely to stick with the program. So the cool thing about this Optavia 5-in-1 plan is that not only do I have my health coach, both of them, I have Dan Williams and Pamela Williams, I also have the Facebook community, which has a ton of people who are at my stage, in front of me, having gone the journey sometimes for years already, and other people who are just starting yesterday and today. So everyone in that community supports each other. They're all trying to make sure that everybody in the community, everybody that's trying to do this, is supported. So there's lots of attaboys, lots of encouragement, lots of advice when you're not sure what to do. So there's support, there are answers there. And I try to be as engaged in my Facebook community as I can, and offer that support to others because I know how much good it does me. So that being said, the other part of this is that I'm not just looking at the numbers on the scale, I'm also looking at my measurements, because I don't want to just see that weight go down. I actually want to make sure that I'm still supporting my muscles, that what I'm losing is fat. Optavia calls it the fat burn state, which is a mild state of ketosis, which is different than what keto puts you into, which is a more severe state of ketosis that your body can't sustain long term. So mild state of ketosis should be burning fat. You should be maintaining your muscles. So because of that, I wanted to keep track of my measurements. So far, I have lost about 5.5 inches off my waist. I have lost about 4 inches off my chest. I have lost about 1/2 inch off my arms, or maybe 1 inch off my arms, 1/2 inch off my thighs, and about 4 inches off of my hips. So the result of that is that I am actually, first off, able to button my jacket. Big non-scale victory for me. In fact, this jacket was one that I couldn't even wear in December because I couldn't get my arms in the sleeves. And now they're here. I mean, they're not super loose, but at the same time, I can raise my arms and I'm just fine. I can wrap my arms around myself, which is a whole other thing. Girls, if you know, arms are constrained sometimes if your jackets and shirts are too small. Second thing is this thing buttons. I couldn't button this before. I wore this on Christmas Eve because it's a nice red color, and I actually had trouble and almost didn't wear it because this was about as close as I could get it. Like this. It was tightly held to me and it was about this far apart. So you gotta imagine that that's the size change, okay? And now it closes easily. No problems at all. So that being said, that was my non-scale victory. I have, however, noticed one tiny little downside to this, which is that my clothes already aren't fitting if they were fitting me before. The first main thing is my pants. I love these pants. These are my White House Black Market $100 vegan leather leggings with the stretchy fabric on the back and leather on the front, vegan leather on the front. The problem is that these used to be so tight that I had to lean over and to button them. I had to lay down and try to do it. As you can see, these are no longer tight. In fact, these are so loose that I'm going to end up having to get probably about this much. And of course they're black, so it's hard to see. But about this much fabric taken off of them in order to continue wearing these. And I'm not stretching this out, guys. It's just this loose. And I noticed that this morning when I went to the office and I stood up from my desk and realized that they had worked their way down my hips, which was not a great thing to realize at work. The other downside is it doesn't have belt loops, so to keep it up, I'm having to constantly pull it. Going to go see a tailor to see if they can put some elastic in the waist or something. If not, I'm going to be turning this into Clothes Mentor and going to get a new pair of pants. So that is my update from month 1. 23 pounds lost, 4 inches off my chest, 5 inches off my waist, 1 inch off, or 4 inches off my hips, 1 inch off my arms, 1/2 inch off my thighs. Guys, it works. I don't know what else to say. It works. It is actually physically making a change in the way I look and the way I feel. I am way more energetic today than I was a month ago. Promise. So let's get to the fun part. Let's take a look at the second box. I feel like it's Christmas again. Okay, now some of these things were in my first box. I kept a lot of the things that I liked, but I also wanted to try a bunch of new things. So there's a bunch of new things in here that I haven't had yet. So let's see what all we have. Oh, first thing out of the box. dark chocolate covered cherry shake. This is part of the Select line. And this is a shake, but I've had this once before because I got one of these in kind of a surprise package from one of my neighbors who didn't need, who finished her program, didn't need the fuelings anymore, so she gave them to me, which was great. So I've had one of these, and I did not eat it as a shake. I didn't drink it. I had it as cookies, and oh my goodness, were they amazing. I loved them, so I had to get a box of these. Can we see that? Nope. Now we can. Let's see if I can roll that. There we go. All the way over there. Rustic tomato and herb penne. I got this in my first box, and it is one of my favorites, and I now have a new favorite way of eating this. It's very easy to turn these into chips. If anyone wants me to do a fueling hack video about how to make these into the best kind of tomato and herb tortilla chips, essentially. I had these with some guacamole for during the playoff games last night. It was great. I really enjoyed them. So that one's kind of a repeat. Next up is the roasted garlic creamy smashed potatoes. I got these for one reason and one reason only. I really wanted to have these for a grilled cheese sandwich. One of the most popular hacks with the potatoes is to turn them into a waffle, and then to put either some Laughing Cow or some fat-free or low-fat cheese on them, flip it over, put the waffle iron back on it, and let that cheese melt. And supposedly they make wonderful grilled cheeses. That is one of my favorite things in this world, so I had to get it. Okay, here's another repeat. This was the honey chili cranberry nut bar with flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and almonds. This was my first fueling review, and I really like these. They are wonderful to keep in my purse just for a quick thing because they're not super sweet, but they're not super savory either. They're kind of in between, which means that I'm not feeling like I'm eating dessert, but I also don't feel like I'm eating a huge meal, and I don't feel like I'm stuffing something down. They're a really good balance, guys. I know honey, chili, cranberry, flaxseed, almonds, all that stuff, pumpkin seeds. It sounds really weird and complex, but the flavor combination is excellent. Next up is dark chocolate coconut curry bars. I have not had these. These are a new one for me. And I'm excited about them because I like all three of those things. I love dark chocolate, I love coconut, and I love curry. So we'll see how these are. I fully intend to do a fueling review on these like tomorrow. Here's another repeat, the creamy double peanut butter crisp bar. These are kind of like a lunch replacement to me. They're really good. They remind me of peanut butter sandwiches. They're not real big, so they can be eaten easily, but they have that peanut butter on them, and so they don't have like a nougat or anything. They have actual like peanut butter that they're dipped in and drizzled on them, and they just, if you like peanut butter, you will love those. All right, next up is the home-style chicken flavored and vegetable noodle soup. Do not be fooled, guys. Some of the pictures of this online make it look absolutely disgusting. It's because all of the noodles and the vegetables and everything else falls to the bottom of the bowl when you make it, and you gotta stir it up. And sometimes the weirdest combination of things float to the surface, but this is really good. It really reminds me a lot of Campbell's chicken noodle soup mixed with a creamy chicken ramen. It doesn't have that clear broth that you expect. It has kind of a creamier broth. Okay, here's the other potatoes, the sour cream and chive. This happens to be the way I prefer my actual mashed potatoes, so I'm hoping that they taste like regular mashed potatoes. I still haven't quite worked out how I'm supposed to put potatoes by themselves as a fueling, but I plan on doing some research on that. All right, now we have 2 new boxes of new bars that I haven't had yet. First one is the Zesty Lemon Crisp Bar. And I love lemon stuff. Lemon is happy. So, and this is also the only really lemon thing I could find. There's a lot of chocolate stuff. There's a lot of nut flavored stuff. There's not a whole heck of a lot of lemon. So I'm looking forward to this one. And the chocolate mint cookie crisp bar. This I got as a survival mechanism, guys. It's Girl Scout season. Oh my God, it is really Girl Scout season. And Thin Mints are like my favorite thing in the world for dessert. So I've been told these taste a lot like a Thin Mint. As a Girl Scout, I'm skeptical, but I'm willing to try them. Put that on top since it's a little bit wider. Aha, we have our pile of stuff now. All right, this is another repeat. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's regular old home style maple and brown sugar oatmeal. I found that this was a very easy breakfast thing, especially for days when I was eating breakfast on my own, not with my family. There we go. And needed to eat something quick. Honestly, the rest of my family doesn't eat breakfast during the week, so it's a really quick thing that I can make in the morning before everyone gets up. It cleans up easily, doesn't make a big mess, and I can do it blindfolded now, so that's good. Okay. Had to get 2 boxes. Count them, 1, 2 of the brownies, guys. These taste like actual brownies and they are amazing. The only thing I do different with these from the way it says on the box is that I actually use carbonated water to make these because I love the way it makes it all fluffy. More like chocolate cake, I guess. But yeah, so these are kind of dessert-ish items. I'll put them with the chocolate covered cherry shake over here. I'm just gonna put them right behind each other. Okay. Next up, this goes right along with it. This is the chewy chocolate chip cookie. Again, same thing. I use club soda for this or carbonated water. Makes it really, really good and fluffy. And if you remember to put, some Pam or something on the ramekin, you can actually pop the cookie out and eat it like you would a normal cookie. You don't have to use a fork. Okay. Next up is the creamy tomato bisque. Now, if these fillings are all nutritionally interchangeable, it means that I should theoretically be able to split things in half. So I am actually planning on splitting half of the creamy tomato soup and half of the grilled cheese made with the mashed potatoes, and have half a mashed potato sandwich and half a tomato bisque when I'm craving a grilled cheese and tomato soup. So that is my ultimate goal with that. All right, this next one gets really bad rap, guys. This next one gets a really bad rap, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm going to make this the way it's instructed first before I try doing any sort of hack with it. This is the Chipotle mac and cheese. And I will tell you that a lot of people have made comments that they don't like mac and cheese. They hate the mac and cheese. I want to know why. That's the main reason I bought this. But not only do I want to know why people don't like this, I want to know if any of the hacks with this make it really good, which I think is possible. So there's some mac and cheese for you. All right, I have two more that are the soft bake, similar to the cookies and the brownies. This one is spiced gingerbread. If I had known they had gingerbread last time, I would totally have gotten it because I am like the gingerbread queen around here. I usually make really elaborate gingerbread houses and castles and whatever every year. I made a gingerbread house this year and it almost killed me to not eat any of it. So the fact that I have a spiced gingerbread makes me happy. I'm hoping it tastes like my gingerbread. All right, and then the next one is the sweet blueberry biscuits. Again, this is something I'm looking forward to because I love blueberry muffins. I love pretty much blueberry anything for breakfast. So I'm hoping that this is good. I haven't heard a whole lot about it. The only thing I ever heard about it was in a fueling hack video by Mallory in the Making. By the way, shout out to Mallory. You've been a huge help, whether you know her or not, and a huge inspiration. So, and by the way, she lives like 90 miles away from me, so there you go. All right, so the sweet blueberry biscuit, the only thing I've ever heard about it is that there is a way to fix it, which concerns me. What really concerns me is that the way to fix this is a waffle, to make it into a waffle. I will tell you, me and the waffle maker do not get along. So I actually trashed my waffle maker. I'm gonna go get a new one this weekend because I have a feeling that the reason that my waffle iron and I don't get along is that my waffle iron is 15 years old and I think I got it either at a garage sale in college or I got it on clearance at Walmart for like 15 bucks. So I have a feeling it's just outlived its life and needs to be replaced. So I'm gonna get a decent waffle maker. There are some really inexpensive ones at Target, so I'm gonna give those a try. Really high hopes for this. Okay. Now time for some crunchies. I got the honey mustard and onion sticks. I'm a little worried about these because I do not like the texture of the cinnamon sugar sticks all that much. Not my favorite fueling, but I do love pretzels and I'm really hoping that these combined with maybe some spicy mustard would be really good. But we will see. I'm going to try them by themselves first, as I do everything. Just going to stick that there. All right, next up is a repeat from the first time around, Zesty cheddar and Italian herb crunchers. I found out that these do a really good job of creating my need for like Cheetos and stuff. They don't taste like Cheetos, but they have the same texture as a Cheeto. All right, next up are the Parmesan cheddar poppers, Parmesan garlic poppers, excuse me, not Parmesan cheddar, Parmesan garlic poppers. Among other things, I think this will make an amazing breading. So I'm thinking that I could split one of my lean greens one day and have half of my lean and green with these crushed up and used as breading on my chicken. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm going to try. So we will see. I'm out of space. I didn't think I'd run out of space. There's a lot of stuff here. There we go. Try that. And move over. I'm the queen of Jenga, y'all. All right. Last but not least is a snack. Now the snack is something that you can have in addition to your 5-in-1, in addition to your fuelings and your lean and green. And I got these specifically because I'm a complete popcorn nut, and I've really been missing popcorn more than anything else over the last month. I want popcorn when I'm watching movies. I really want popcorn when I go out to the movies. So this is going to be my attempt to satiate that need. So I'm going to have these for when I go to the movies. And I got the olive oil and sea salt popcorn. I didn't want anything real flavored, and I definitely didn't want the cheese ones. Not because they're bad, but because I don't like cheese popcorn. So olive oil and sea salt it is. So that is my second box haul, guys, and it is quite impressive to me. There are a total of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 boxes here. I would have needed 23 boxes since I got the snacks, except that I got more than a box worth of fuelings from my neighbor, so I got to save a little bit of money. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, how expensive is this? This haul here, which is good for a month. Ooh, do they have room yet? Okay, I don't have the number in front of me, but it was less than $450. I think I spent $430 on this whole thing. I know that sounds like a lot, but I added up what I was consuming between McDonald's, Starbucks, and Whataburger. If you live in Texas, you know Whataburger. And it was more than 450 bucks. So by eating all of this instead, it's really been a wash financially. I don't pay for my coach. That's something that's included in the program. I don't pay for the support from the community. I really don't. I don't have a need to. So ultimately, I think this is worth the investment because I've seen the results. I've seen it work. And, you know, I get a nice variety of stuff. So that helps too. I don't really get tired of it. So that being said, I hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy taking a look at the video again if you want. And if you'd like to see any particular reviews of any of these particular fuelings, let me know because I am absolutely happy to do them. I am planning a Facebook Live for the end of February. I'm going to do a conversation between myself and a couple of other people that I know that have gone through the plan to kind of talk about our experiences with it, to talk about what we like, what we struggle with, what we make easy. So if you have any questions for that, send me a comment below or shoot me an email. I'll post my email on my profile in a little bit. I have a lot of fun doing these videos. I don't know if anyone new is watching or not, but I really enjoy doing them and they definitely keep me accountable. And so that's that. Sorry for the long long-winded speech, guys. I know unboxing videos take a little bit longer. Thanks for sticking with me this long. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and let me know that you're cheering me on. Thanks.